And we live.
We're live.
But
Whew,
so
sheesh.
but yeah, no, I'm actually trying out these Bluetooth headphones this time instead of using the open back.
Yeah.
What's
I've
going
been
on?
running these for a while. I haven't had any other headphones for a minute. I wouldn't even know. What kind of headphones you got, Bobby?
I don't even know. They're these black ones that are on my head.
Fair enough.
Allie ordered them for me on
Yeah.
Amazon.
Sweet.
I'm not
Well-
advertising shit.
Mm.
Not very. They got a funny looking logo right there, and that's all I know.
That's kind of like razor.
You know, I would say that you really should say the brand of things on things. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, maybe they're not worried about advertising. They said they got enough money.
Maybe they're so big that their logo does enough. You just don't know. who
Show
they
me the logo. Let me see real quick. See if I can tell you what it is. Logitech.
are.
What?
Oh, yeah. Come on, bro. It's like
Logitech.
the biggest company, like in yeah.
They're pretty big.
I don't care.
That's the kind of camera I have, Logitech.
Saw, dude.
Dude, I think almost everybody in the world that owns a computer has owned a piece of Logitech. Something.
I have.
Oh, I probably have goddamn $10,000 worth of their shit between all my stupid fucking fancy ass computers and shit.
Yeah, that's why they don't put their name on it. They big.
Yeah, like I probably know it. When I go to buy things, I'm like that one. Yeah,
You're
that's
like,
my favorite.
For some reason,
And I don't even know
like
what.
this. Yeah,
And like it's subliminal. It's like,
that
yeah.
was Derek Heimsoth who said, "Hey boys." He commented on the shitting on the group.
Well, happy New Year's, boys. We will not. The New Year's is going to fall in between our shows. So,
Yep, it's gonna be this weekend. What y'all
any
do
fun
for-
plans?
For,
you guys do anything?
I think we're. I think me and Brandy has his plan to go do an escape room like Saturday morning with some friends, and then just me and her spend the day together.
Nice.
So Thaddeus commented, "Shit the bed. I made it," but he commented on Facebook like, "Shit the bed. I'm not gonna make it again."
Oh, Lord.
Either way, huh? You
Either
shit the
way,
bed
man,
one
shit
way or
the
the
bed.
other. Thaddeus.
How about you, Bobby? Doing anything Saturday?
Probably not. I'm gonna probably train jujitsu in the morning because I've been doing that damn near every day, which is fucking awesome. And yeah, I might work a little bit, and I don't know, man. New Year's is one of them holidays where like it's cold outside and everybody's really drunk, and
Yeah,
I don't like
everybody
to.
being really
risk-
drunk and all that is like.
I like to be one of the only people drunk.
Far,
I don't
far
want to
more
be
entertaining.
also drunk with a bunch of people. I want to be.
Let's see.
The only
Saturday's
drunk one?
a high of 70 and mostly sunny.
It's going to be
Friday
chilly, but
thunderstorms,
not
Monday
bad here.
thunderstorms.
I got a bunch of fireworks I'm thinking about letting rip.
I'm
Possible.
I'm considering doing a. Last year I did a pretty big one. I got like one of the $200 ones of the grand finales.
I got a couple wild ones chilling in the garage. It's kind of funny. On 4th of July, one of my buddies is like, "Hey man, I got you a super duper. Here you go." And I was like, "Oh yeah, give me one of those. I get one every year." And he's like, "Here's your super duper thing." And I was like, "Cool." And then 4th of July came, and we just weren't really around, so I didn't light it off because I don't like to light it off 3 days before or 3 days after. I just don't like fucking fuck you. When they're doing it, I'm all, "You're gay as fuck." I'm like,
Fireworks are technically
lame ass,
illegal where I
whatever,
live.
dude. But
Same.
so it was sitting there, and then when we were like putting shit away, we found the one from the year before that also did not get lit. I'm all, "Look at that. Ooh, I have a fucking arsenal up in here. I'm ready to go. I can yeah." So anyway,
Yep.
maybe
Yeah,
I'll light
I
them off
thought-
on New Year's. Fuck it. Go out there.
With
Go
just
live.
holidays, you should want, you have
Yeah.
reason to light them off, I guess. I picked up a big batch when I came back from Slam this year with Hammy because they are illegal here as well. so you have to get them out of state. They're
They're
legal in Cali,
illegal
right?
in
Bobby?
Vegas, but not
Right.
illegal in the rest of Nevada.
Well, no, I think they're illegal in maybe all of Nevada, but the Indian reservations don't give a fuck. So you can go there and buy some
Oh.
shit. But
They're
But yeah,
technically
the-
illegal in the parish I live in. I don't know why, it just always is. But like I can cross the parish line in 2 minutes and be across the bridge, and there's 2 fireworks stands right there.
well, here it's because of how dry it is. Why it's illegal. You can
I
have like the
understand-
little
I
sparklers
understand
and
stuff.
shit, but that's it. You don't want no sparklers, dude. It's big shit.
Okay. Fuck.
You know?
Yeah, so we just go across the bridge and buy whatever, and then come back to our neighborhood, and the cops could come say something, but then you just be the dick of the town, and no one they don't do that.
So
Fucking dick
Mark
ass
Bennett
cops.
said, in all my years bouncing, I broke up 20 times more fights at breakfast after the bar than at the bar. Yet, I believe that.
100%.
I don't
Definitely
know
a
how
lot of,
people make it
like-
that long. Dude, I
Awful
get
House.
drunk. Dude, I'm not making it till breakfast. I'm going to bed.
No, they mean like when people like they get done at the bar and the bar's closed down, and then
Yeah,
there's
no,
like
no,
a
I know what you're saying,
Denny's
but,
or like some Mexican spot right there, and people
I gotta
go in
go
and
to
get
bed.
food.
Yeah.
People get invited
Or
there.
fucking Waffle House. World Star. Shit.
World Star at Waffle House.
For sure. Oh, good old New Year's. Yeah, I don't ever do anything. I can't remember the last time I did something like
What the fuck did that just say?
fun on New Year's. I don't know what did it say.
Get
23
laid,
go, get
on,
laid
a
on a
Drew
Drew.
design. Bobby Gately built a clip wearing shitting on him gear, whiskey drunk. Who the fuck are you?
I don't know, that's a good.
What
Yeah,
happened to
yeah,
my
yeah.
camera? What the fuck happened?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
It's you.
There you are.
Oh, it was like all of a sudden I'm all, where the fuck is me?
Yeah, you're clicking buttons. Oh, I can hear you over there clicking stuff. Stop
Yeah.
clicking stuff.
Yeah, I clicked the thing, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Shit. What would you
Yeah,
guys do
so-
this last week? Anything fun, special, entertaining?
Well, we were
Stories?
supposed to go to Portland, and then Southwest
Said
died.
no. Yeah.
Fucking
Again?
guess.
Again.
Nobody can get any fucking calls into like I've talked to several people and they're like, I can't even get a hold of anybody at Southwest at all. And they don't answer emails or the little chat thing or anything. No calls get through.
Really?
Yeah. And they're just like, we got a text message on Thursday afternoon and it was like, your flight's canceled, bitch. It's like, and then it was like, I can't get through. And days are going by. And then it's all, hey, you should check in for your flight. And it's like, that flight's canceled too. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And yeah, I guess, I mean,
Wild.
fuck us, I guess. I don't know. It's like, but so we just chilled out and we saw some movies and we had, Christmas here, just me and Allie and Nathan. And I went and trained jiu-jitsu every day, which was super cool. Yeah.
What do you guys have family in Portland? What was taking you to Portland?
Yeah, Allie's brother lives in Portland, so yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you guys see
So-
that Claymore saber that I made for Nathan, or that me and the guys at Gately Audio made for Nathan for Christmas? It's pretty
No.
fucking sick.
Claymore
We
saber.
posted a picture of it. Let's see if I have one. I have even no idea where to find that shit.
I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about.
It's a, you know what a Claymore sword is? It's a heavy sword. It's a big ass fucking sword. I made one out of acrylic and resin. And yeah,
I do not know what a Claymore saber is. No, I do not.
Well, it lights up like a lightsaber. It's like a fucking big ass sword, and it lights up, and it's really cool.
That makes
I
sense.
have no
It's
idea.
like from Star Wars, kind of.
No, not at all. Well, in the fact that it lights up makes it look
Okay.
kind of like Star Wars, but it.
Dude, you're good.
Okay.
I had my birthday over the weekend.
Oh yeah, you did. Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Thank you.
Did you get drunk?
Nope.
Hmm.
Nope. We went to.
Get
good.
naked.
Did you get naked?
Well, I
Yeah,
sleep
yeah.
naked, so always.
Shit.
Went to Texas de Brazil. It was pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's right. You
Oh,
posted
heck
that.
yeah.
And then
Meat
on-
coma.
Dude, they
Meat
got this
coma,
new
meat
steak.
coma.
It's a spicy steak.
Shoo! I like spicy steak. I like all steak.
And then on my birthday, I didn't work. I barely looked at my phone, but I swapped the mid basses in my truck. Put some different ones in there. Tuned it. Had a good time.
Nice.
Where the fuck is this
What
chat?
does
I
this guy
didn't-
say?
Any
Any
idea?
idea on WC Car Audio versus Audio Parts Direct? Like which one? Oh, SMDs is WC
Yeah, WC.
Car Audio, West Coast Car Audio. I don't know who Audio Parts Direct is. I never really
Yeah,
heard
I
of
have
that.
no
one.
idea.
Mark, I did not serve. I was a contractor for the Department of Defense for like 3 or 4 years. It was fun.
Yeah, I would use SMD. I don't know what Audio Parts Direct is, but
Let's go see.
I doubt that it's also SMD, and I've never heard of that
Audio
before.
Parts Direct.
Are you looking that shit up?
Mhm.
It's one of those like websites that pops up.
No,
during the
Jose, you are
holidays to
not a
scam
Facebook
people.
user. There was somebody talking about getting laid on a acrylic speaker box. I'm all, who the fuck is that pervert? My kind of person.
No,
your
yeah,
doggy is super
Parts,
unhappy.
Audio Parts Direct is Steve.
Is it also
Wait.
Steve?
Well, it says so. The address is Steve's is the WC Car Audio address, and it says at the bottom, "Made with love by Steve Mead Designs," and it's a quality looking website.
Okay.
I mean, or it could be fake. But
Hey, dude, this time of year, there's a lot of them fake websites up there that just steal money and bounce. So, but I don't
like
know.
it, well,
It definitely
it
could be
looks.
Steve's.
It uses the exact same like template for the website and everything. I mean, it could be, but
Huh, I've never heard him.
they have
really
Gately
mention
Audio.
anything besides.
What about, do they? Well, then they're probably one of Steve's.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
got
know.
a Gately Relentless subwoofer right here.
Relentless.
Relentless.
We
And
are
it's
out
got,
of stock of those, the dual
And it's
twos.
got G2, Soundcube, Trinity, DC, B2, Soundcube, SMD, Sky High Car Audio.
Hmm.
I mean, it's
That's a
yeah, it's
nice
like a
looking
copy.
website.
yeah.
It
no,
looks a lot like Steve Mead's website.
And if you scroll to the bottom, it even says "Made with Love" by Steve Mead, and
And it has their address.
But like I said, I mean, you can fake all that.
Mhm.
Yeah, easily. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Mhm.
Honestly, I thought the 12s were gonna kind of be out, Drew. But
Really?
is it gonna be? It's got to be really early Q1.
The 12s are going to be first. I think they're on the way, like on the water.
Yeah.
I think.
So yeah, I would say probably sometime January.
12s are going to be first for sure. I know that, and then 15s and other sizes to follow.
I need to get my hands on one of those 12s.
Yeah,
you should
everybody's
do
gonna
their-
want to get their hands on them. They're gonna go to dealers.
Well, I
first,
need to build.
I'm sure.
Look, most of the people that, well, not most, some of the people that also want one want me to have one first, because I need to build a
Can I
box of
help
that
you?
goddamn thing. So yeah,
I could probably say it now. They've designed the Bronco. I have all the specs for the subs if you want them.
yeah,
Yes, it's max winding right here.
yeah. Oh
For no
yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you.
You're like, that's my stomach. It's all.
Yeah, you know a few people
faking,
around
bro.
there that could
Max actually does the designs.
send you one falling off the truck.
Well, I mean, so the Kicker did have one stolen from SEMA. So I mean, there's one out there. There's one
More
out
than
there.
one. Shit, like wasn't it like 6 of them. And
Well, I think it was just one sub and Recones that were in the.
But they got a gang of shit, man. They had a whole ass trailer or something, right? Or,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got like a big old
The
awning.
JL shallow mount subs are
Yeah.
top tier. Like both models are like top 5 shallows. The TW3 is my favorite.
I heard one TW310 that I thought did really well, considering the space and the place it was fit. But the big fancy 13.5 TW5, I've heard 4 different iterations of them, from the highest end, fanciest, coolest boxes you could buy for them to JL's. Really cool thing. And I could not have been any less disappointed at all.
I've heard that before about the TW5s, but like I said, the TW3s, I've heard.
Yeah, the little 10. I was like, hey, this thing's doing really good. Like it was in a space that only it could have fit in, and it was like, and the guys fiberglass the shit out of it, and they'd made the primary structure, but this young man and his dad were struggling to kind of finish it, and I helped them kind of like conquer, making the sub mounting part and help them kind of glue it all together, and then they took it home and did the rest of the glass work, and then they brought it back to me and I helped them carpet it and fasten it to the truck, and that thing was pounding like hell. I was like, that's pretty badass for a tiny little sealed box and a little 10, and it sounded good, and it wasn't a shitload of output, but it was good. But the TW5, I heard 3 of those. And it was fucking $8,000 box sub combo, and it was fucking awful. I was like, oh,
yeah, that's not good.
I was like, is one of those out of phase or something? I don't even know. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's the probably performance-wise, they're pretty shitty. But the most embarrassing thing that they should have with regards to that product is that they say its mounting depth is 2 7/8 of an inch, but the rest of the speaker would then be sticking out of the box 2 inches. Look it up. Look that shit. Look at it. You'll be like, how does this whole speaker structure that's 5 fucking inches plus? If they would have been like, hey, it's a 13.5-inch speaker and its mounting depth is only 4.5 inches, I'd been like,
because all of the stuff sticks out.
It sticks the fuck out. Look at it. Look that shit up. Look it up right now.
Yeah.
Go on JL's website. You'll be like, that's lame. That is
JL.
That's not a good product. Of all the really amazing shit that JL Audio makes, that is
there's definitely a solid inch minimum above that.
Oh no,
it
it's
show exactly.
2 inches of what we're sticking the fuck out of that thing.
So we had talked about doing a sealed box behind my back seat, and the TW3s is what I was leaning towards putting in there, like 4.
I'd love to use the Sundowns because those are fancy.
Oh, the new ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just leaning TW3 because I know they're a high performance shallow.
Well, and then you know, with regards to the SQ world, it'd be more accepted.
Yep.
The guys would be like, good job.
I mean,
you've got your JL.
I already catch hell, so it'd be all right.
What's that?
I said I already catch hell in the SQ world. It'd be all right.
Right.
It actually doesn't.
Use the Sundown. You know what you do? You put the fucking Sundowns and you tell them. Oh, no, it's JLs. They're JLs back there. It's
like,
JLs.
it sounds great. It sounds great.
Yeah. And then you go, no, it's Sundown, bitch. And they're like, oh, I could hear that. I thought you did something wrong with the box.
I don't understand that.
You're like, how do you fuck up a sealed box? Anyway,
well,
actually, there's people that do that all the time. My bad.
They do not show what the hell.
What?
They don't show the entire mounting depth.
Yeah, no, they don't show total height. They only show the mounting depth.
Yeah.
Jose says, so what you're saying, 4 inches is a lot? I mean, it's a lot more than me. I'm just kidding.
Well,
around.
It is. I mean, yeah, 2.5, 3 inches diameter. I don't know.
How many cubes is your behind the seat box for those trucks?
Soda can. Tuna can.
Fuck.
all head, no shaft. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Let's go look.
it's not very big around, but it sure is short.
That's right.
Dude,
It doesn't say how many cubes it is, Bobber.
What?
That box for my truck.
What box for your truck?
The behind the seat box. Just the
If
one that you
it's
have on the
those
website.
subs. That's what you need to know.
I thought so.
That's the people are like, hey, how many cubic feet is the box for your truck? What subs are you planning to put in it? Is what I ask. I was going to use and usually I'm like, don't use what's listed on our site. I recommend that. Fuck. I found these CT sounds and they're way cheaper.
They're gonna sound good, bro.
Bobby, you're gonna put up a bunch of recommended box enclosure specs for your subs?
I have those. Kind of. Actually, here's the box that you use.
You know, like they used to.
I could do that. I'd be like, and it'd be exactly the box that we manufacture.
You know, just like a
It's just a link.
Couple
It's just a
simple
link to the
pointed.
box.
Yeah, I mean, there.
It's just
to your flat packs,
just
like a minimum.
it says enclosures recommended specifications here. It's just a link back to the website where it's brings you to the box.
And there's the the box. It's all. And it's the shopping cart, and you just put the fucking the box in it. There it is, bitch.
Just add in the cart.
That's all you gotta do.
It opens the whole shit all up, and it's like, you want to use PayPal or fucking your credit card?
Yeah, like what we doing here? So
that's actually a really good idea.
It's funny too.
I'm like, you know what? Let's keep it simple.
The TW310s and an RD 1500 in a Gately box.
Jeez, that's why I say that. You have more? Don't you have more room? You only have that much room for. You have to use slim subs. What is it? Single cab? What truck?
No, it's a crew cab behind the back seat.
I have all the TS specs for our subs, Andy. But most people and most box design software is garbage. So I try to have people just use what's recommended on my website for the woofers. I try to encourage people to either use for real enclosure designers. And when I say for real, they got to be people that actually build fucking boxes. Most people don't understand what the fuck's going on in box design software. And half the fucking time I open the shit up now, I don't either because, Tacoma box is really good. We built the first prototype of this fourth revision of building a Tacoma box, and we've got 4 relentless 6.5s in that thing. And we weren't able to test it in a Tacoma yet. My buddy that owns the Tacoma that let me borrow his Tacoma to work on it a couple weeks ago or a week and a half ago or so. They're out of town until after the first. They went to like Mexico or something for Christmas and New Year's. Fucking awesome.
Okay.
So when he gets back, I'll borrow his Tacoma and we'll actually test it in a Tacoma. We're real confident it fits. I designed it to fit and it should. And then actually testing it. Testing the sound of it, I'm confident, but we always have to verify that before we go building a stack of 30, ship them to Sky High, right? So
we've used 2 of the MTI Tacoma boxes because you haven't had one available yet, and it does okay.
What is it? I used a couple of those JL Shallow 10s, the sealed box. I'm sure that works pretty damn good. Oh, they are actually ported with the TW3?
I think so.
No.
I'm pretty confident. No, I ran DATs on. I'm pretty sure. Oh,
I don't think those do sealed. Maybe I'm wrong.
So are you starting to make boxes for the smaller mid-sized trucks now? Is that
I mean, we've been wanting to do something for the Tacoma for a while because nobody makes anything worth the shit. I mean, except for MTI. And there's a guy out in Hawaii that makes a really cool one that I heard.
Everybody,
it's a really challenging truck, and we built a couple different things for them in the past with like pretty good results. But the other problem is dealing with the in a Tacoma, conquering the all pass filters than the factory radio have been a bit of a challenge that we were, didn't know how to overcome those a year and a half ago. We were fighting that. We were like, we gotta get you a head unit, So anyway, so now we have the new version of that, and we're gonna test that Tacoma box in my buddy's truck right after New Year's, and then we're gonna build like 30 of them and send them all to Hawaii. Because I don't know if you guys been into Hawaii at all, but it's like every other vehicle is a Tacoma.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Everybody's got a new 93 Tacoma, bro.
Yeah. No, so you can order it sealed or ported.
Bobby.
I thought so.
Okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But our seat lift is 2.5 inches, and the seats do still latch. They have, there's brackets to make the latching system. The seats work. It says it in there that on our website, when you're looking at the product, that it retains all the factory function of the seats in the Ford truck. And then in the Chevy and Dodge trucks, it gives you the ability to fold the seats down, but they still latch. So yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. I had to cut my latches because I didn't do the seat lift, and I wanted to be able to get to the back. I don't know why Chevy designed it that way. It's pretty stupid. So if I move my the bottom of the seat up like 45 degrees, then I can fold the seat down. Yeah. If I would have done a seat lift, I wouldn't have had to have cut my tabs, but I didn't want to do seat lift, so there we go. That's
right. I had we worked on that 2021 GM truck, and we had to figure out how to drop the back seat, and that was a pain in the butt.
Once you get it figured out, it's super fucking easy.
Yeah.
Figuring it out, the guys were like, what the fuck am I doing? Now, like, I'll walk up to a truck, and Colt and Tyson will like, they're pulling shit up, seats out, and I'm like, I'll get out of the way. Fuck, walk off. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck just happened. Guys just whip those things apart, like, boom, bam, done. So.
It's weird. Like in my year truck, the back seat is all one fucking piece. I don't know if it's like that in a lot of the trucks, but
most trucks it is. But the new Chevy, it's 2 fucking pieces. That's weird.
Well, that's nice. Way better.
It's kind of a pain in the ass, but what's awesome about the newer Chevys is that we can fit a 4.8 box under there with no fucking seat lift at all.
Oh yeah, they're huge. They're massive. Yeah. Like there are guys who do a seat lift in them and then put like full size like X10s under there.
Yeah.
Jeez. Shit. Well, do you guys have any resolutions for New Year's?
Oh, I don't know.
Say no to more things.
Yeah. Actually, I'm doing pretty good about telling people no. I'm like, fucking no. But I don't know. I guess my resolutions would be to I don't know. Last year it was like I gotta take better care of myself. After getting COVID and being all sick and being all fat and looking like shit, and I was like, God damn, this is terrible. So I did a lot better to make sure I got plenty of sleep and work hard and be efficient with my time and not do any overnighter bullshit at the shop and crazy shit like that I've had to do, Nope, SEMA crunched fucking all-nighter bullshit. Me or none of the guys either. None of that shit at all. Fuck that. Okay, there's no way we'll finish everything. So let's finish everything we can within reason without being at the brink of death over it.
Yeah. And fucking shit up in the process.
Yeah. And I guess any goals it'll be like get the Green Monster back together and actually kill somebody in it with base. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I won't do that.
No, but get that thing playing again. That'll be fun.
No Slamology crunch. Yeah. No crunch. Nope.
Yeah, Slam. I don't think I'm gonna make this. I don't think I'm gonna make Slam with the Explorer this year.
What?
It's a maybe. Well, it just depends. I mean, like,
No blue amps for me, bitch.
Whether the equipment's ready, I guess is going to be the big thing.
Well, what equipment do you need? Oh, you need the 15s. You aren't
I
going
need
to have
subs.
those shits.
So
Nobody's going to have them.
depends on subs. But yeah.
That's part
and
of the
plus,
reason I decided
we got a
to
lot
go
of shit going
because they're
on.
first.
What's that?
So that's part of the reason I decided to go with 12s because they're first.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think me and Nick are the only ones on the in the group doing 12. So
Who else is doing them?
nobody. Me and Nick.
We can cut that baffle out of that damn Explorer. Put 16 12s in that motherfucker.
When you say we, you mean
You,
me?
bitch. Me,
Yeah.
Coach Abby.
Me.
Woo! Get it, Steve. Solves all that shit.
I mean, I
I'll
could just put a baffle over top for 912s.
They work.
You know what?
but
I have an idea.
The
Could do
Q
that.
class isn't.
Put
Dude,
put-
the L7X is wild.
ISO Barrick fucking Q class. Double your power handling. And what else would that do to the box? Would he gain a little bit output? He could handle more power.
Yeah, I
or
mean,
he
it
get
should,
a little
it
more.
should increase efficiency a lot.
So you're just saying mount 9 substandard and then just mount
Space
9 on
out the
top
next
of them?
ones and put the other ones.
Yeah, we got to put a little
inverted
spacer. We'll make spacers for you.
out
I'll
of
make them out
acrylic.
of like high density poly. No, I'll make them out of acrylic, and they'll have lights in them.
Exactly.
And
Dude,
there'll
that'd
be so many
hot.
people that'll be all pissed off about it, talking shit. It'll be so much fun. Fuck them.
And do a single amp just to show the
a
efficiency.
couple of the subs can't be
No, it'd be
mounted
three
standard,
amps.
so it wouldn't work. Not gonna
Why?
happen.
3 blue amplifiers.
Unless we could do 1, 2, 3,
1,000
5 of them, 5 of them that way, and then 4 of them mounted, or 4 of them normal. Because 4 of them can't be mounted
'Cause there's
standard
something
because the
below
wheel
it.
wells are in the way.
Move the wheel wells. I don't understand.
I could, notch the subs, maybe notch the
No.
motors.
Exactly.
Grind the motor
Yeah,
a little
just-
bit.
Yeah. There's no way.
What if we made like a spacer kit that lifts it up a little bit? And then they're at like different heights and shit all in there.
Perfect.
Fucking
Yeah,
so
I mean-
cool looking. People are like, oh, what is that? Loading and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, fucking care. It does a 170.
I don't think it would.
No, it'd be loud though. You'd gain ADB.
ADB.
If I
One
get,
dB is a
I
lot,
don't know. Like literally, unless the subs are 100% done, there's no point. There's no reason to take it all the way the hell out there with just doors and S's in there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
They make a
Well, the
shallow 15-inch square. So
That'd be cool. My plan is to have the Nitro ready for Slam. As as ready as it can be.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that being a thing. You have a lot of people put hands on it, and then, like you said, the subs are going to be ready probably in the next month.
well, I
hopefully.
would say what the Sky High Barbecue is 5-6 weeks before Slam, right? Is that right?
It's May 4th, 12th, 13th, 14th. It's like a
That's
week. It's
really
1 month.
my biggest show because I mean, it kind of turns into the bunch of shit that I built or had something to do with built thing.
That's
and
how
cool.
Sundown Audio Show feels for me. It's a bunch of stuff I designed.
You're like, hey,
Yeah, there's a ton of Gately shit there for sure. Yeah, obviously Slam for us is our biggest show. I mean, we go and we make almost like half of our, no, maybe like a third of our revenue at Slam. It's pretty crazy.
A lot.
It's a big weekend. So
Hell, shit
that's
can't
another
complain
thing.
about
Like taking the Explorer there, it's cool, but fuck, dude, I got a job to do. Slanging t-shirts and
that.
shit.
So you find somebody else to demo the truck. That's what I do. Big brain
Yeah.
move.
Yeah, nobody touches that thing.
pussy.
Well,
Like
maybe
this year,
Just
I
me,
mean,
mainly.
I might have played it twice. The entire all Slam twice. One for Bobby, one for Dan.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got a demo from you. Sparks
Was
are
it?
flying out of the motor and shit.
That's it. The entire time it was Maggie or Nick.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
to train somebody.
How early do you guys roll in for Slam?
3 days really? Nah, I get there Friday morning or Thursday night usually.
Yeah, I usually show up like Thursday, and then Friday we actually go to the show and do that. vendor
We
stuff.
fly in on a red eye, so we always like arrive at the butt crack of dawn, kind of dragging our asses.
Perfect.
Yeah, if you want to have fun,
End up at Waffle House.
and you have a little extra money, just go ahead and buy a vendor booth so you could get in on Friday. That's the best day.
I get it on Friday
Yeah,
anyway.
the best day. It is
Oh,
the
you're
best
Bobby Gately. I'm talking about
day. Yeah, you're Bobby
everybody else.
Gately, bro. You just show up and they're like,
Other people.
No, I was carrying this big ass stack of acrylic amp backs for fucking John and Andrew, and mainly for Andrew. God damn it, needy motherfucker. And I'm like toting that shit around, and I like walk up, and it's all raining, and like the lift guy didn't know where to drop me off, so he dropped me off, and they're like, "Oh, you can't get in here," and I'm like, "Can I please get in? I mean, can I call somebody, and if they come and get me?" Like, fuck. I'm like, I don't want to be this guy right now.
nothing. Increase airspace.
Yeah, it mildly changes the box, Steven. Steven's a friend of mine, customer, and he's got some Gately amps and stuff going in his Porsche, and he's got a Gladiator with one of the first Gladiator boxes I did with the seat lift, and yeah, he's a good dude. So, but inverting the subs, you gain a little bit more enclosure volume, just slightly, because you're taking out the displacement of the sub. So
drop the tuning a little bit.
You might hear a difference, and it may or may not be beneficial. If your box is already plenty big, then it might hurt it. If you're a little on the small side, it might make it way better, or a little better, really.
The key, as always.
Yeah, try it.
But yeah,
Testing.
I want to get the nitro ready. Other than that,
A Gately clock.
that'd be
I'm
fine.
not making any clocks, man. Chris Reisenauer is like the most badass laser ninja dude. Steven is nuts. He makes clocks, and they're really cool. And so I would get one of Chris's clocks. They're fucking awesome. But subwoofer clock, I don't know. It'd be a big ported box, Steven, and the Alpha's real heavy. I think if we stick with our 2 or 3 Alpha 8s, might be best for your Porsche application.
Wall the Porsche. Stop playing.
Wall the Porsche with 6 Relentless 12s. Oh my God.
If you want to be about it, bro, be about it.
Have you ever put? Wait, hold on a second here. So, where is the sub in this Porsche? It's behind the seat right now. Is it
back? The little back. He doesn't have it. He wants. Okay. We were gonna put 2 or 3 Alpha 8 sealed in the back.
The little pocket.
Yeah.
Where's the motor? Isn't it? That's not a front.
Kind of above E in front of the motor.
No, the motor's like in the back and down. It's like, it's back there and it's down. It's like below you, basically.
If
we take the back seat out, then we should put.
There's a back seat.
It has like little tiny buckets that somebody with a butt this big could sit.
Kind of like the GTR has a back seat.
Wall. Yeah, no,
definitely wall it, dude.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know what kind of Porsche it is.
Hey, do it out of all carbon fiber.
Sell it. Buy a 2022 GT3 RS. Then wall it. Come on. Be about it.
Just
be about it, bro.
Don't do
Come
that.
on.
Definitely don't do that. But for sure, like wall it.
I've already said if I win the big lottery one day,
have you ever put
a single 12 in a single 12 in a little tiny fucking Porsche with 3,000 watts on it would crush. It'd be violence.
Have you ever put anything in the front trunk, or what the fuck's called?
In a Porsche, it wouldn't be very good there because there's so much shit in the way.
You like going slow. I got you. He was talking about he had to have a manual. I said, you like going slow, do you?
Definitely be weird.
Now, I've already said, if I win the lottery, I'm going to have the first Lamborghini Urus to make 2,000 horsepower, do a 170 on SPL, and be a perfect scoring SQ vehicle. It's going to be great. It's going to be
God, it would be a lot of work.
I wasted my money on that.
I got $1 billion lottery money. We'll be all right.
Man, if I had a fucking $1 billion, none of us would work again.
I don't think I.
You know what I mean? I'm like
Yeah.
$1 billion. How do people have $1 billion fucking dollars and like not just like hook everybody up? Like I don't fucking get it. I mean, that's probably why
Because they're too busy buying
I'm
Twitter.
broke. Because
Duh.
they're what?
It's a lot of money, dude. Busy buying
No,
Twitter.
it's so much money. I watched some video explaining how much money it really is, and it's just disgusting.
Is the one that says like 1,000,000 seconds is 11 days?
No, as someone said,
million.
it was one where it said how long you'd have to work making $100,000 a week to make $1 billion, and it was like 3 lifetimes or something ignorant.
Yeah, so 1,000,000 seconds is 11 days, and a
And
billion seconds is 31 years.
Yeah,
So yeah, just a little bit more.
Yeah, fucking
It's so
$1
much.
billion. It's 1,000 fucking million. Like,
sorry.
Yeah, you could give
Making $100,000 a
500
day.
people.
I could give, I could
27
pick
years.
100 of my closest friends and be like, here's $1 million. And still
Not bad.
have like all the money. I don't fucking care. Like,
You could
you know,
100%.
and that's exactly what the fuck I would do. There's no way. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you make
I hope
$100,000
you
a
win.
day, it'll take you 27 years to make $1 billion.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah,
Never
so that means
get
you'd
that.
have to spend $100,000 a day to burn through $1 billion in 27 years, or buy Twitter
doable.
and crash it in a week
Easily.
in 2 months.
Yeah, fucking.
I mean, I could blow the money. I got that. I'll be
Oh no,
fine.
I can handle that.
Watch me go.
Easily. I could spend $1 billion in a day. No problem.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect that I'm going to have $1 billion anytime soon. But if I suddenly had $1 billion in the middle of us making the show, everybody watching gets $1 million.
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
If I was like, oh look,
Yeah,
I got $1 billion.
it's 51 million bucks. You'd still have
Most of
949
most of their value,
million
most
bucks.
most of their value comes from stocks, but there are. I mean, the richest people in the world aren't even known, so it don't even matter.
Yeah.
Elon and others have said that the actual richest people, they're just like people. They don't know who they are because they're hiding on purpose. They don't, they don't
like
want
oligarchs and shit like that. And fucking,
Yeah, like
You
the
guys
Saudi
remember the
family.
movie
Saudis.
Brewster's Millions with
Mm-mm.
Richard Pryor? You
Oh,
remember
yes.
that, Steve? God, it's a great movie. It's super funny as hell. So it's Richard Pryor, and he gets $10 million or some shit, right? Or $15 million. And his choice is like you can either take this like 1 million, or I'm going to give you 15 million and you have to blow it in 30 days and have none. And if you have $1 left at the end of it, then you don't get the $100 million or 300 million or whatever the fuck it is. And so he is
I can handle
blowing money like fucking crazy, and he's doing all this wild shit, and it's super fucking funny. So anyway,
See, he's not thinking big enough. That's the problem.
oh no, he
you
does
pri-
great, and he gets his 100 million fucking
You
or 300
private
million
jet
dollars or whatever.
straight to France and be like, all right, do Sweden first. PJ straight to Sweden. Buy the Koenigsegg. That's like $4 million for the good one.
Mm-mm.
PJ straight.
No,
to,
you can't have any assets left over. He's got to
Oh.
blow that money. It's got to go. He can't buy things and give it to people. He don't give money away. He's got to spend it on
doing
I was
that.
whatever.
just gonna spend it. He's
like
gotta
he
blow it.
buys like the rarest stamp in the world that's like printed upside down and blah 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 and all this shit, and it's worth fucking millions and millions of dollars, and he mails it.
So we can troll people too. Got it.
Oh yeah, he goes hard. It's super fucking funny.
So I go find the rarest Ferrari that everybody wants and yeet that bitch off of a cliff. Like whistling
You'd
diesel
still
style,
have this shrapnel shit at the end that's
Worth
worth
too much
something,
money.
and you'd be fucked.
into a volcano.
yeah.
Yeah, and then you pay
the
somebody to
bottom of the
take
ocean.
it and drop a fucking Ferrari into a volcano, and oh
There you
my
go.
god, dude, fuck.
Fucking
Oh,
A.
fuck.
Sports teams, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Billy,
So what is your New Year's resolution, Steve?
I never do these things, dude. So
You're the
I'm
one that
just like
fucking
you
started
guys.
asking. What do you got?
Well, it's the title of our friggin' show today.
I didn't make that fucking title.
I did. What's up?
Asshole. I honestly, I do want to get in better shape. Just because, like,
Because
now
you're
that I'm
fat.
40, I'm not that fat, you fucking dickhead. I just want to not feel so sore. Like when I want to do shit I want to do, like play golf and other shit. Mostly golf. So my back hurts all the time, and like it's mostly I could tell because I'm super fucking tight. I never stretch, so stretching would probably be a good
Yeah.
first small step. Lots of stretching.
Hot
Okay.
yoga. I'm sure
Hot
there's a
yoga.
bunch of killer hot yoga studios in Vegas.
Gotta
They're all
be.
over the place. I was
Yeah.
more than likely going to go join this gym down the street for two reasons. Obviously to get in shape, but you know the other reason. So
What
I want to check out.
what do you
those
want to
dudes.
know about fiberglass, Andy? I have a little
Check out
bit of
the
experience.
I mean, not a whole lot, but what's it? The 4-year-old check engine light come on.
Hell yeah, dude! Fucking on all the time. Sometimes it's completely gone. I'm like, dude, this is great, and then it's gone, and then it's back the next day.
Well, I'll tell you something. I realized I was taking Advil almost every day. Like I would, I'd train jujitsu, I get done, and I'm like, oh my God, my arms are falling off. And I'm like, fuck, and these goddamn kids. I'm like, this is rough. And I get back to the shop and I'd be like, I'm gonna take some Advil right now. I'm gonna get ahead of this shit. And then like at home, we ran out of Advil in the big ass jar. And I was like, it doesn't seem like it's been very long since this happened previously. And I was like,
Yeah.
it's like, shit, I'm taking Advil like every fucking day. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stop taking Advil. And then I like started taking Tylenol. It's like, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna not take anything unless I am down for the count. Like if I can't function, then I'll take something and then just lay down. You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna take anything that's supposed to help with pain or something, I have to like be for realsies. There's the injury, and I'm working on that, or I'm working around that. I'm being nice to that. I take Advil for that right now, you know. But if I don't have an injury or don't have a thing, I don't have a severe headache that's fucking got me down for the count, then I'm not taking shit. And I had a headache for like 10 fucking days in a row almost. And I've been like, I'm not taking shit. I can get through it. I'm okay, but this sucks. But
like from getting off of it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm taking it almost every day. Like it was almost every day, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'd feel a little bit of a headache and I'd be like, oh, I got a little bit of a headache. I'm gonna take some fucking Advil right now. Like and it was like over time I started taking it so frequently that I'm like, you know what? Fuck that shit. And so now I haven't taken anything. And so I started taking heroin. No, I'm just kidding. No, a little heroin and a little crystal meth. So it's a really good balance. That's me, and I get a lot of work done.
No wonder why you're so up there all the time.
But I started feeling way fucking better. And then like training jujitsu the last couple of days, I'm like, I feel better when I'm training. I fucking breathe better and I don't feel like all the headachy pressure, and it doesn't bother me as much when, you know, when somebody's pressuring me or smashing their shoulder into my face and chest or something. It's not as so I'm like, I think fuck that shit. And just, you know, getting your blood flowing every day and doing a little bit of stretching, whether it's, you know, like yoga, voluntary stretching, or jujitsu, involuntary stretching. Yeah,
for sure. Definitely that. And sugar, I want to reduce my sugar intake as fucking much as possible.
That's so hard. It's like you're like, oh look. As soon as you're like, I'm not gonna have sugar, you walk into any place and you're like, sugar and sugar and sugar and sugar. And you're like, yeah.
I got a bad sweet tooth. So yeah, that'd be a couple things to work on.
I did sugar and went straight high fructose corn syrup. Whatever, dude.
Way better.
These guys are all asking us serious. Like, I want to learn how to fiberglass. This guy's like, I was talking about this load and these speakers, and we're all sugary.
Fucking
um,
Okay,
Well, I don't know
get
who
some
you are,
questions
Facebook
up
user,
there.
but that's badass, man. That's a lot of weight that quick.
Damn, since the showdown, holy shit.
nice.
Yeah, dude, honestly, if you are like on sugar, if you eat a lot of sugar and you are 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight and you stop, it'll fucking come off in a
Most of
couple
that
months.
shit'll come
Well,
off.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
that's like
crazy.
a
A lot
the
of
people
this
that
is
drink.
also
People are
just
like, I
with-
only have one fucking Coca-Cola a day. I only have one. I'm like,
Is it a gallon?
no, even if they have one soda a day, they're like 1 12-ounce fucking soda a day. You're like, they're like, it's not that much. It's not that much. I'm like, it's a diet. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. That is 5% of your body weight for free in 30 days if you stop drinking that.
Yep.
5%. You weigh
And,
200
like, because
pounds,
one of the
you're
biggest
going to lose
things
10.
is if you're thinking about it, if you're actively thinking about, okay, don't eat carbs or can't drink that, you're going to actively think about your entire diet just automatically. So that's where a lot of that will come from is, yeah, not eating or drinking that stuff's great, but then you're automatically analyzing everything you eat. Big win.
So we got a few people asking about fiberglass.
I don't know shit about it. We may have to.
I mean, I know a little bit about doors, like building doors, fiberglass and rings and stuff. It's really not that hard.
See, Blake,
but
it's
kind of one of those things where if you fuck it up real good, you should throw it away and start over. And you'll learn, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think doors, like doing it that way,
you can fuck up a little and you can fix it. You know what I mean? You're like, it's a little wrinkly or it's sagged a little right there, or that warped a little tiny bit. You know,
fix it with some for that stuff that you told me to get, Bobby, that I used in my doors. The last part, that shit. If I was doing any doors with fiberglass right now, it would be that. I'd do that. I'd use. I mean, the way I've always done them was we built our, what do you want to call it? Your foundation or whatever. And
structure,
then
primary
your structure. With your, it's like, what's the word that they use in when they're building houses? The framing. So you build your framing basically,
right. Okay.
And then put your rings where you want them. You make sure everything's from the rings framed down to your frame, and then stretch poly. Fleece, start resinating that shit up, and it gets hard.
Warp the fuck out of that whole ass motherfucker.
Pretty much, yeah.
Usually, yeah. So, what?
We get it super fucking hot, but yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's so the nature of most resin is that it wants to shrink, right? Yeah. And the nature of most fabric is that it's going to let it. It wants to shrink as well. You know what I mean? It's pulled tight. And once you kind of, when you kind of lubricate that fabric with the resin, you don't mean to be, you're trying to use the fabric as the matrix, and you start to apply the resin. And if you don't have the resin pulled, you don't have the cloth pulled tight enough, the resin will lubricate it and it'll sag, and then it'll look fucked up. But often when the resin starts to cause the shrink and it shrinks back, it'll kind of make it buckly even more, and often will distort the primary structure, right? A lot of times, like if it's on a door panel, you're making a structure that's going to fit onto a door. Often we would, and I don't really do this way at all anymore, but I would cover I would cover the door panel in tape or something. Or actually, at one period of time, I had this cart set up and I had a vacuum under it, and I would get these clear plastic bags, and I would like vacuum the door, the vacuum bag, the door panel, and then I would lay fiberglass on it. That way, because tape doesn't like to stick to the door. And if you do get the tape to stick to the door, then you do a fiberglass shit on it, then the adhesive from that tape sticks all over the fucking door, and it's a nightmare. So I would put it in a plastic bag. I'd wrap it up. I'd pull a vacuum on it, clear plastic bag, nice and tight on the door. Actually, I think there's a YouTube video of me doing this. And then I would make what I call a potato chip, because it looks like a fucking potato chip. If you you know, it's the color of a potato chip and it's got fiberglass, chop and mat,
Yeah.
rolled
I know
out,
exactly
and then
what
you
you're
pop
talking
that
about.
off, and then you would put your rings on it and do your stretch. When you put that resin on there, it like lubricates the fabric, and so the fabric will want to sag a little bit. And if you use like the SMD Sunflash doesn't shrink.
Yeah.
But I learned the hard way. I made this beautiful shape and I was like, and it's not going to warp at all because the Sunflash doesn't fucking, and I had pulled my cloth like pretty fucking tight. And I put the Sunflash on and it like was heavy because it's real thick and creamy. And it's really lubricated the shit. And my fucking fabric was like, it was all sad looking. And I'm like,
Oh.
It got hard.
It got hard when we put it out in the sun, but the weight of the resin itself, and because it had kind of it lubricated the thread of the fabric that I used, it caused it to sag and it looked like shit. And then I had to body work the fuck out of it with Hella Bondo and shape it and block it. And I mean, they turned out awesome, but what could have been an hour and a half of total fabrication was like 7 hours. It's like, I whipped out a couple A-pillars like a few times where it was just nice and simple, 3-inch and a tweeter just on the pillar, just pointed straight across, each other in the veticle, for some of the SPL guys. And it would be like, I'd pull the pillars off, sand them, make the little part and glue it on there, pull the cloth, put the fucking Sunflash on it, put it in the sun, sand it a half an hour later, and I'm putting upholstery on. I'm like, fucking done. And it's like, that was awesome. And, and my buddy pays me $500 and I'm like, fuck yeah, I made $500 today. And he's like, I got fucking badass A-pillars in an afternoon. And, but what the time when I was like, oh, I fucked it up. I was like, these will be done tomorrow. I'm like, I made $500, but it took me, 7.5 hours and $200 in material instead of 80 or 90.
Well, what do you do now if that's how you used to do it? Or do you just not really fuck with fiberglass too much anymore?
Well, when we make A-pillars and stuff, they're usually a lot more complicated. So I try to design as much of a lot of times I'll design a stack fab structure, usually using precision board. It's like this pink stuff that in place of where a lot of fabricators would use MDF, I use this incredibly expensive shit because it's like foam and it's thermally stable and you can get it wet and it doesn't matter. It's not like MDF, but and I would design like a pod that is what I want this structure to look like on the A-pillar, but I can't figure out how it's going to fit to the A-pillar. So then we would, probably take a big ass grinder or a fucking bandsaw and cut it and shape it until it fits on the pillar the way I want it to. And then I, mimic that shape and style, the shaping with the opposite side and then get them on there to match each other and then glue that shit on and then do a little bit of body work to make those fit like on an A-pillar. Because most of the time we want things that are relatively on axis, but I'm finding that more of the styling of the highest end SQ vehicles lately are a lot of them pointing kind of up at the ceiling. Almost some of them straight up the A-pillar. Like, yeah.
Really?
So, I just mimic mostly what the super badass SQ champion guys are doing with their builds, and I go, well, if his are pointed that way and it looks really cool, then this is going to be great on my customer's truck. Then I'm shipping these A-pillars to fucking Hawaii, and he's got his badass hybrid speakers that match that look very similar in their install to what I saw this competitor using similar speakers has. So yeah. But no, I don't usually do the 3D printer on it. If it was tweeters, I would. But more often than not, I'm not that far ahead of the game, is what it really comes down to. Usually by the time I'm designing the shape, I'm like, I want to run this shit right now. And so I slice it up and I make it something that I can machine and see, because, it'd be 3 or 5 days in the 3D printer and it might fail, or I can just buzz the parts on the CNC now.
Like the guys you see doing like really high quality 3D printed stuff, they do a lot of them. They don't do just one. They do like MTI. You can just buy the pre-built pillars. They're all relatively the same, and they just do those a lot. They're not doing a whole bunch of custom ones all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's kind of weird how you feel like a 3D printer is really great for a one-off thing, but it's not, because it's almost like you got to get that shit just fucking.
It depends on how intricate it is. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
If it's something like, if you're really good with the software and you could design a part pretty quick and have it printed up faster than you can make it.
But I'm not great with getting the printer to make exactly what I want on its first try, and that would be.
You got to end up with one of those super expensive 3D printers that just doesn't have issues. And
my printer's fucking badass, but it just sits there most of the time right now. I'd like to make it run more, but yeah.
Jerry, I'm gonna answer this real quick.
Yeah.
If you do a tweak and you go to inputs, you click right here. You can adjust your input voltage of the tweak down to 250 millivolts. So you can input basically anything you want to it. The biggest thing I don't know what kind of truck you have, but you might have all pass filters factory if it's a new enough vehicle that the tweak can't fix and the Fix 86 can't fix. The easiest fix for that is the Kicker key lock. It can fix 2 all pass filters per channel. So Kicker key lock into a tweak, we need to go. Depends on the vehicle.
So I got to get some of those Kicker key locks and just have them on deck.
Yep.
Now, in your experience, Drew, with regards to all pass filters, how many of these vehicles have multiple all pass filters?
Just as far as I'm aware, just newer Toyotas have multiple. Like the Tacoma had 2. There's one on the right and one on the left at different frequencies.
What frequencies are they at? Do you know?
No. Did I add you there's a specific Facebook group for integration? Did I ever add you to that?
Yeah, I remember you told him about it. I think you added him.
Yeah,
probably
like
never accepted the invite.
So Drew, I told Stephen Dunn to buy a Tweak 88. That's your fault. No, but we're going to use this in his Porsche, and he doesn't have any interest in buying a head unit or anything. He just wants to. He's going to put an iPad Mini in the dash, but he wants to just use the JL Bluetooth. Will it just default to that, or can we set it to always default to that on startup?
There's no Bluetooth audio input on the Tweak. So
there's a little module, the JL Bluetooth that plugs into it.
Doesn't stream music. But if he gets that,
what's it for?
Like tuning. But JL sells I'll show you. That is the one annoying thing, but JL sells this thing.
That's what we want.
Yeah,
I think he might mean that, actually. I think he should mean that. Yeah.
It's just like a Bluetooth
input module.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think that's what Steven intends to use, actually.
Yep, he said that.
So that takes the Bluetooth signal from your source and puts it into RCA that goes into the.
Yeah, so Steven, whatever the tune is in the Tweak, so I'll pull this back. I have the Tweak pulled up still.
I mean, you could always just have it wired all the time as well. If you use like a
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
amp
So
style
you
kit.
can. The tweak has an output to turn stuff on, so the tweak can turn that thing on when the tweak turns on, and then you could just set it to RCA's plug into 1 and 2, and then that's just your main input into the tweak, and then you can just everything after that just is that input.
Yeah. Cool deal.
Test.
Yeah.
No. Go away.
Yeah.
Don't say. Go.
That's what I was gonna do, but gonna run that KMC5 kicker head unit now. Kind of always forget that it's around, and then think I'm gonna not run a head unit, and then I'm like, oh yeah, kicker KMC5. So
What's
it's a
that?
Marine head.
Not all about.
It's just a Marine head unit. I don't know. I like using head units just for the source, and it gives you just a little bit more. I don't know what the hell's the word. Ability to
Fuck
mess
shit
with
up.
volume and shit. I guess I don't know.
So pretend this
It's
doesn't
just,
say.
it's just easier than, maybe it's not easier than having no head unit and just wiring straight from the iPad to that. But it's a kicker product. I want to use it.
So pretend these are your inputs, Steven. You just be like boop 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 boop
Boop boop boop beep boop
boop.
Boopy, boopy, boop,
And
boop.
there's all your inputs and outputs and everything just through your Bluetooth would be right here.
Boom, bam, done.
Heck yeah,
Easy,
$50.
easy. When do I get my Max?
Actually, I saw people start getting Maxes.
No, you said you get a Max for me. I said yes, I'll take it.
Oh,
Remember
Scott,
that?
I know you're watching. Order.
1, 2, 3 Max.
Well, I know he's watching. So
Actually,
how
what
I
it
know
was
That goes on the list of how I know that Drew hates me.
no. Let me clarify. This is what happened. Bobby, you said I'm going to talk to my local guy. That
I did.
usually get all my JS.
No, and
stuff.
in our
the
group, I
chat,
said, "Hey man,
I said
Yeah.
I could do this price, and Bobby said I'll take it.
Ah,
That was I
drop the ball,
misunderstood,
Drew.
but I'll get that going.
Tisk.
Well, speaking of
It's gone. He already
Magengo,
sold it. Somebody bought it.
no, well, I mean,
what the new Silverados? Yeah, that's. I need to get them little kicker dongle thingies though. I'm just gonna have those motherfuckers on deck.
Oh,
So, like, why are they doing that in these cars now? Like,
They want them to sound like shit.
No,
I
all
think.
pass filters make things sound better.
Not in those cars. They sound
All
like
pass
ass.
filters. So I'll use my mid bass for my truck, for example. So at my head, 510 hertz is out of phase in the left and right mid bass because of just where I am in the truck and the wavelengths. 510 hertz left to right is out of phase. So I put a 510 hertz all pass filter, Q of 10, so it's tight. It basically puts that 510 hertz out of phase in one channel, but puts it in phase at my head. So where I would not hear 510, I now hear 510.
Okay, but what if you were fucking riding like this? Then would it be 490 and then now your shit's all fucked up even worse?
Yep. That's why I like these super nice SQ vehicles. That's why seating is so particular. You're just sitting like dead center. But you can.
They're all, oh, you're kind of short. Well, sit on this block.
Yeah. No, like Jeffrey has pads for short people to sit on, not even playing.
Oh my god!
I'll just sit on your lap and then we both get to hear it sound good.
That's
Facing
what
the
I'm
other way.
saying.
Just all,
You'll be at 500, and I'll be at 510, baby. Yeah, let's go. Woo-wee. Oh, jeez.
Let's see,
That's-
share
you
screen.
know
No,
what?
that's
That'd be
good.
the ultimate 2-seat demo vehicle. You have the fucking motorcycle seat down the middle of the vehicle, and
So
you
you
can
see,
See,
just everybody can fucking sit on it, and they just
hold
snug.
each other.
Your head's gotta be like you're gonna be like right You're like right on, bro. This thing sounds hella good.
this is great, bro.
Yeah, you give like 6-person demos. You only have a bench, like a center console seat, and it's a bench.
It's like a fucking. It's like a 2x4 down the center of the vehicle. Everybody.
Yeah.
So
With the
Have a
pad on
seat.
top. I love it.
this is the group delay of my truck, which is just phase basically, and this is the all pass filter in my truck. So right here on the driver mid base. All this is more and more out of phase from the right.
Is that good or is that
Yeah,
bad?
so that's
I
the
don't
all
know.
pass filter.
I was like,
It's good.
Right
I
on.
feel I
What?
feel like you don't want that big old peak there, but I don't know shit about this shit. So. Like
That's
that's
what my
just a
amps
bunch of squiggly lines. It looks terrible.
That's what
That's
my amps are
beautiful.
actually
That looks
putting out
like
into the truck.
artwork.
That's
So,
that's something good. That's good.
Shit's mint, bro.
Right on. That looks like it sounds amazing.
It looks like some foliage.
There you go. Look,
That's true.
there's your answer.
Oh, well, shit.
Perfect. Oh, go back to
Patrick
that.
Bryan said
I want
that.
to see that weird picture again with all the lines.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Explain to me how this is perfect.
What if those lines were smooth?
It would
Yeah,
sound
what
like
would that
booty
be?
pipe,
Booty pipe.
straight booty pipe.
I don't even know what that is.
All right, so you want to see the?
Trying to get a
Okay.
visual, but it's fucking me all up.
So
Well, that
this is
one's
just-
nice. I understand that one. It was the other
Yeah,
one.
this is the crossovers,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
and
makes
then
sense.
this is just
What
this
is
is what
that?
the amps are putting out to each channel.
Ah, okay.
The
Oh.
blue and
Okay.
red are the red and yellow. Sorry, are global EQs. So that's like over everything.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
And
Right
these
and
are
left, blah, blah, blah.
Individual speakers,
Okay.
equalization, and then this is the group delay. I need Matt to get in here to better explain group delay.
Bring him in.
Oh. Yeah, I have no idea what any of that looks. They're supposed to like.
Yeah,
How do you know what
explain
that's
group
supposed to look
delay.
like?
Break down group delay for me so that I.
I don't
Like, why
understand it
wouldn't you
well
want
enough
that
to
all
be
to,
comfortable
like, look the
explaining it to
same?
you in a way that I think you would that I can make you understand because I don't understand it that well.
You make me more dumb trying to tell me.
I'm trying to say
understand.
that
No,
we're
I
not
know. I've been
doing
there.
that.
What about
I may
Matt?
me-
Can Matt
I
fix
may
us?
mess up. Oh yes,
Do
I
we
may
need-
mess up your like understanding of it by explaining it wrong.
Patrick says drink a beer and it gets better. But no, I ate mushroom chocolates earlier, and so I'm pretty
vibing.
high right now. And if I drink a beer, it'll poop me out my
Yeah,
mushroom
Matt,
high.
come
So not gonna drink. Might smoke a little bit of
explain
weed though.
group delay in
Yeah.
chat or get on live.
Yeah.
Group delay is how far out of phase a speaker is from the input signal.
That's a great way to put it. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
I still don't understand what that chart is showing me, but it's okay.
So that's
All
entirely-
right. If you
Like,
tell
how do
us
you
how
know,
you're
like, what-
fixing it, Drew, maybe that'll make us understand better.
Like, what is it about that chart that tells you that it's good?
Nothing about this tells me that's good. I just know that's good because I own the truck.
So you don't use that to like.
No,
That's
no,
no like.
nope.
Okay.
no, this means nothing to me.
Yeah,
in the tuning
that's not
process.
his target curve.
No.
Okay. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, if I saw that, I'd be like,
Oh,
man,
yeah,
Sim's
yeah. Fucking
definitely
tune it
fucked
so
up on
it sound like this.
there,
So
yeah.
it's got this wild ass 500 fucking hertz spike.
No,
right
this
there.
is just where it
Oh,
ended
shit.
up. No, I
Okay.
I don't ever
makes
look at that.
sense now. Okay. I see.
Let's see if I can load anything.
This is
That's my
making more
desk.
sense now.
Oh, that's horrible. It's better.
Casey is so grumpy.
Casey wants the
Yeah.
SQ.
It's true.
They just say fancy words and tell you. They just must know mega shit.
Matt said it's a pretty deep topic. Can't explain easy in chat. Can't get on live at the moment. Psh, sounds like group delay isn't real.
Yeah, it must not be real. He must just know magic shit.
Yeah, just
Fair
keep
enough.
saying group delay, and then it'll just. It's magic.
This is the response of my desk, though.
Group delay, dude. Look how delayed your grouping is.
Your grouping's looking pretty delayed right there.
Yeah, hella delayed. What are all those
Hella,
dots
bro.
and shit? People
That's
listening to
EQ.
audio right now are like, what
That's
are these
EQ
guys
points.
talking about?
That's EQ points in the truck. Make a shirt that
looks
says group
great.
delay.
It looks like a, what's that thing that measures just
There you go. I
earthquakes?
can make it look real good. Boom.
Seismic.
Boy, look at that.
Like group delay with a question mark, like you fucking
Fake news,
earthquakes.
baby. Fake.
Just
100%.
next time I show up to an event where there's a fucking SQ thing going on, just be like, yeah, what's up, guys? Group delay. Like, yeah, group delay and phase shift and
Yeah. All you have to do to
all
be good
fast
at
filters
SQ,
and SQ and the thing and the
Yep.
did you know? Yeah, just to be good at SQ, you just got to buy a good head unit and put it on flat. That's it.
Bro, I
my
see
Andy,
that
my PR, my fucking PRS 80 or the PSR 80 or the PS fucking
POS 80.
the
Let me bring this
POS 80
back up for
has
Yeah.
the
Patties.
fucking DSP and the group delay
So
phase
What's
liner
80
loaded
POS?
target.
target curve target
Target curve. So this is the
What if your
Target
music's
curve,
like
group
at
delay group.
432 hertz instead of 515 hertz?
Yeah, if you lean over to fart a little bit, boom, your fucking tune is off. It's over.
So I can show you what happens if you apply an all pass filter to your
See, I don't even know
mid-range
what
and
that
not your
means.
tweeter.
I don't even know what that means.
Load. Okay. So this is a mid-range, mid-bass tweeter
What are
combo.
you talking
I was like, are
about?
those prime numbers? No, they're not. It would have been my hero if he would have just spouted off a bunch of prime numbers all the way into like a 5-digit prime. I've been all, you're a fucking G. You remember those? Nope. That's super
For
funny,
sure.
Casey. You win. Fuck.
Matt said we can make a
Was
topic
Pinky
next
up?
time and maybe get Nick to come on live. Nick is the guy who created the Max.
I hope
He's
that our
created the term group delay.
team group delay. That's a good SQ fucking
Team group delay.
team name. Yeah.
That's a new team.
Does SQ even have teams? Do they have that shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they do.
Huh.
I've competed a bunch, but I just hang out with my friends who do really well. But I think there's teams.
How
But
about I
there's
wonder if they're
definitely
like as
drama in it. I
silly
know
as the
that.
team SPL team?
There is drama.
Oh,
Well, I bet
absolute
there's drama
in
because
SQ.
because you get to pick who wins.
Yep.
It's just whoever it is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
there's, I mean, and I would like to think that, in our world where we pick who the deadliest demo award is, it's like
It's
our
even
way
more.
of picking it. Who enjoyed it the most? What was the coolest thing? Did it have a big crowd around it? Was it fucking super badass and loud? Was it,
Mhm.
Well, I mean, you want a prime example of an SQ team? The original kicker competition group was an SQ team. SPL
That's 'cause
was
that's
and I
all
bet
there
they
was
were weird
back
as
then.
fuck.
There was nothing else to do.
Hey, you
in
know what? I
1985.
love lots and lots of car audio people. I gotta say, a lot of them are fucking weird, and that's great because I'm super weird, and Drew is super weird, and Steve's super weird. But
Hell
like,
no, I'm normal. Kind of off topic, Bobby. You're weird.
Steve's all mad. I'm not fucking weird.
I'm just super normal, dude.
Dude,
I'm
weird.
super normal. I own a business called Shitting on Them. Yeah,
What did you
that's
say?
not weird
I
at all.
didn't read his fucking question. to your
Not
time.
weird.
I'm a,
Do you have a
I'm
local
6'3"
guy,
bearded dude from Louisiana.
I don't know anybody that does alternator shit, but I know Jonathan Patrick.
Yeah, I mean, isn't what's his name up there? I don't know how good his alts are, but
Who?
or is he like North or Southern Cal? The fuck?
Autotech guy.
Autotech guy. Sam something.
Autotech, they pissed me off once. I'm good.
Okay.
It was
I have-
it was a
I have
California
not-
guy, so
I've
at your
seen.
show.
Yeah, a lot
I've
of
seen
yes.
all alternators burn up. So
No,
Yeah, I have.
no. Like they as a people pissed me off at your show.
Mm.
The very first, the year me and Steven drove there, 2019, I think. No, and anyway, one of the years.
Yeah.
The door. It was whenever David had a booth, the PSI. There's like a PSI booth or whatever, and we had a door open or something, and they like put their tent like over the door of Steven's truck, and they were like snippy with like us about it. I'm like, bro, you're not red, but fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle Ernie would be the only person in Sacramento. I don't know if he's like an alternator guru, but he can help you out with alternator shit. That'd be the way to go.
Look, bro, fly me out.
He's an electrical
I got
guy
you.
for sure. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
But JPAT, I mean, JPAT's definitely somebody that can help as well.
The best man at my wedding, his name was Jonathan Lott,
Yeah.
and he owned an alternator shop when I met him, conveniently.
Nice.
And now I know Jonathan Patrick, who owns an alternator shop. Super weird. Super weird.
So Mark Bennett said cauliflower ear folks are weird. LOL. Now, people that train, that wrestlers and jujitsu, or even MMA fighter guys and stuff, yeah, they're pretty fucking weird a little bit. But what's really weird is there's really people in the world that go and get fake cauliflower ear.
Stop it.
That's fucking
what do you mean? Like they
I'm not even shocked. Not even shocked.
They go and get plastic surgery to make their ears look like cauliflower ear. I have seen a guy that was like excited about getting cauliflower ear.
When I wrestled,
it was like, all right, finally. I'm like, finally, you're a fucking 4-week white belt. Your ear's all fucked up. You need to drain that shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
when
yeah.
I wrestled,
I'm like,
I made it a point. I would not wrestle without my fucking headgear on because I did not want cauliflower ears. Like that was at least my generation, our generation. You didn't want that shit.
No, you didn't want that.
I didn't
shit.
want that shit.
I'm
now
pretty lucky in that when it started to happen, I worked really hard. I had all these syringes and I would drain it, and then I would like ice it, and I would fucking bandage it, and I would like I would make like a paper mache out of like a paper towel and pack it under my ear. And I'd put this, I ran a Tough Mudder a long time ago. So I had the headband and it was like a little too tight on my head. It was like kind of a small, like my head's not that big. It's big on me, but I'm really little. So like my head's not very, but that fucking, the headband they give you was pretty small. And I would put that on and it would hold my ears. And I think because of cauliflower ear, my ears are a little bit in more because of the way I treated them when my ears would get fucked up.
Well, how about now when you train jujitsu, do you just not worry about it? You're not.
I don't do things that make me get cauliflower ear anymore.
Just not rolling that hard.
No, I just don't get caught in triangles, and if I do, I don't rip my head out of them like a fucking dumbass. I tap, but I don't usually have to get my. I mean, when I was like a blue belt. And I would get stuck in more triangles and I would be like, I don't want to fucking tap again. And I'd pull my head out and my ears would be like on fire. And then later on, I'd be like, oh, fuck, it's doing the thing again. And I'd go and get the syringes and I'd drain my ear. But yeah. Chicks, I mean, all right, my cauliflower ears look fucking good. Like, cause I took care of them. But sometimes motherfucker's ear will blow up and it will just stay that way. And then it's like a big old fucked up rock. But like, one of my buddies that I train with, his name's Mark, and he's a fucking badass. And Mark will put his cauliflower ear in your fucking eye and be like, you're like, oh, motherfucker. You're like, fucking pass my guard. Go ahead. You're like, you can have whatever position you're going for. That shit hurts like a fucking boulder. It's pretty brutal.
Tap.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't do it to just anybody. He does it to his friends that he really loves and cares about that deserve extra beating, like me. There's a few of my buddies that I get a little special ass whipping treat from. Yeah, so there's that. But then there's I have plenty of people. That shit runs downhill though. like I'm like, sorry, fuck you up.
Not the SQ that I'm aware of, but I'm sure.
I think I would say that motorcycle SQ is kind of
more like loud and clear.
Motorcycle competition's kind of awesome because they got to sound pretty good. Otherwise, you just go, oh, it sounds like shit. Whereas, an SPL rig that has, I mean, I've been happy as shit in vehicles that had like little to no mids. And it made terrible engine noise and everything was fucked up. And there was 2x4s with screws sticking out of them and fucked up shit and been like, this is awesome. And whereas a motorcycle, like they got to sound pretty fucking good. Otherwise it's super disappointing. So I would say that what's great about motorcycle competition is that they're trying to make them sound really good and be really, really loud.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is it really oversimplified and probably not entirely accurate wager delay? It's a function of all product. Nope, didn't help.
What the fuck is what?
APXO, EQ, delay, etc. Sum together gives you
All pass, crossover, equalizer, delay,
Fuck off.
etc.
That's fucked up, Matt. You're a dick.
They're measuring things directly.
He's like, I'm gonna type this out and fuck these guys up right now. Here's the most simple explanation.
He's like, oh, you guys want to feel really stupid? There you are.
Here's what I'm saying. If you're measuring phase directly, you don't need to worry about it. So you'll have a max soon. You don't need to worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You gotta worry, you gotta worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't fall over, light.
So I got like this. I got this like running list of how I know that Drew does not love me.
So I just messaged the chat and be like, hey Scott, what do I need? What we need to do to get Bobby as max? I just sent it.
That's cool. That story.
Yeah.
Get that right about the time I get those recommended closure specifications.
You bitch. I actually messaged Bobby like last week of like, hey, I need to let me do something.
Like, should I send the money back? I'm like, no, bitch, give me the fucking designs. Fuck.
So I finished the Sky High ones today. Sent those, and then we're gonna chat about exactly what all you want, and I'll do that, and then hopefully have those done. Hopefully quit because I gotta do.
Did you guys see my new YouTube video that we posted today of me doing the Fusion 360 design of the design that you did for John's 612s?
I did not see that.
It's a fucking hour and 18-minute long video of me designing that in Fusion. It's super fancy too. It looks really cool. I used some really cool trick. Actually, after the video was done and posted, Anthony was starting to set up, toolpath stuff and put the drill points in it and do all the stuff that he does for me on a design. And he was like, if we're going to see the inside and the outside of this, where the fuck you want me to put? I said, we'll put the screws in through the side. And he's like, dude, they're going to open the door and it's going to be like screws. And I'm like, wow. And in the past, we've used like these big badass wafer head. They should call them waffle heads, but they're like wafer head screws. Are you guys familiar with what that is? So it's like it's almost like the head of the screw is a washer, right? That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
But the ones I really like, they're too big around, and you have to pre-drill like just fucking right, or it'll split the shit out of the plywood. They're just too fucking big. So, I developed a new way. I mean, it's like, it's super fucking no brainer after the fact. Every once in a while you do something so last week we fucked up. And I think I might've told this story. I think I might've talked about it a little bit last week. So Anthony and I had this conversation, and this enclosure that we're building has this big acrylic window on it. And I said, look, while you're building the box, you have to install the acrylic window and then complete building the box. The window is part of the fucking thing. It's not an after the fact thing that can get put on. And that's the way we've done it usually, is that we build the whole box and then the acrylic window gets bolted on. And that makes it a lot more complex. And you're going to have screws exposed, and it's not as easy. Well, Anthony's like, I fucked up, and I forgot to tell Zach that he has to put the window in, and here's the box. And I was like, fuck. So we had to like figure out how to make it awesome. So we were like, okay, we're going to change the way the acrylic window fastens. It's going to fasten on from the outside, and it's going to have lights in it. So I made the LED raceway. It's like a little slot that the LEDs go in. And then I machined it around the outside, and I just made this black acrylic piece that kind of just snaps in nice and smooth. And I'm like, I don't know why I never thought of that shit before.
Way easier.
It's so easy and it's beautiful. And now the lights face both directions. So it lights up around the outside of the acrylic window
Oh, better.
and the inside. It's lights the whole fucking truck up. It's like, this is the best way by a long shot. And I never considered doing it this way. Well, then today I was designing, and actually you see it in the video. I do that same thing because it has an acrylic window on each side of the enclosure, right? So, and in your design, you kind of embed the acrylic in, like sandwiched in kind of a thing. And I don't really know how anybody makes that work when they do it. I gotta fasten that shit together. I don't know how the fuck to not have it just be a piece that gets bolted on. So I designed those acrylic windows to fasten to the inside of the box, but fasten that way. The openings are big enough that you can put the piece in and turn it and fucking fasten it. But I made it work that same way. So I had the lights go inside of that, and it's got the little black acrylic trim. And then Anthony was asking me about the fasteners on the outside. And so here, I'll send the picture to the chat. And so then I designed a way to machine. So the sides of the box are 1.5 inches thick.
Jeez.
Right. So I'm going to machine into it 5/8 of an inch deep, and then make a wood insert that can be stained like a separate color and snap in over all of the fasteners. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down?
I am. Bobby, I was told to ask, do you want microphone extensions?
Probably.
They have 15-foot or 100-foot. 15-foot.
15 sounds good.
And they also
What's
sell
it come with?
10-foot, 12-foot, 10-foot.
I mean, is it something that you think is actually a needed thing, or?
If you plan on separating the microphones, yeah, kind of nice.
There, I just sent the
felt the need, but
rendering image of the most current version of the design. So the design that's on YouTube, this is one step further, where I have added these inserts that go in on the sides of the box that cover up all the fasteners.
So this is not the box that's that you showed me the other day.
No, I did this morning.
Blow through. Okay, this is not the blow through.
No, not the blow through. That was
this is something that I designed, and then Bobby went back and made it work, redesigned like the assembly process for his way.
For my material and for us to build at the shop. The guys will be building it in the next couple of days. So we're trying to do a whole series of, so tomorrow when the parts get cut, I want to do a time lapse of the CNC running all the different sheets to make this box. And then
so those pieces on the side are windows, obviously.
You see the acrylic window there, but see that funny like shape?
Yeah.
That is the shape of the inside and the sides of the box and the port, or the front, the back, and the top. And the bottom. And that's where all the fasteners will go. And then that will be a separate piece of 3/4 inch plywood that'll get machined and then snapped into place after the box is assembled. And it'll be kind of a two-tone thing. And I'll ask, John what color he wants the box stained.
Nice.
So
I'm confused.
I also have a few other ideas on some crazy
Sundown
shit.
subs.
I want to do that. The Trinity subs, if you get them really, really, really hot and smoky, stinky, they're pretty stinky, but it goes away over time. But
Sundown subs just always smell. That's just
what's
what
that?
they do. Sundown subs like ZV5s, they just always smell.
The Trinity's got a pretty distinct, like, woo! It's like somebody burnt a baby diaper in the microwave.
Oh Lord!
I'm gonna drink. I'll be right back, boys.
Also with the Max, they sell pre-made TRS and XLR probes. You can probably make your own, save a bunch of money.
I'll take them. Give me all that shit.
Okay.
All the shit I'm gonna need. Give me that.
Quote, I want all the shit I'm gonna need.
I mean, I don't need 100-foot fucking cords because I don't need to be that far away from the fucking vehicle I'm tuning.
I mean, but you can only be as far away as your USB cord is anyway. But it's mainly for they use it. So like, say you're tuning a bike or a boat or something, you can separate the mics real far apart, and the extensions help with that. But like with the TRS and XLR probes, you can like
You need the fucking mics to be 200 feet apart.
I don't know why.
You're like, I'm just in case.
I mean,
I've got a motorcycle in the middle of a football field, and
Bro,
I'm
you
trying to
might-
tune it for the end zones.
You might have to tune a fucking,
or room.
like in a big ass hall or some shit.
Yeah, because you can tune whatever.
Okay,
but-
if somebody commissions me to tune a big ass building,
You
I'll
will
order
order the
the
100-foot
fucking
extensions.
100-foot
Yeah.
extensions. Otherwise,
No.
Yeah.
But like for the XLR probes and stuff, so like say you have a vehicle, you don't know what it's outputting, so instead of busting out the O scope or whatever, you're gonna get the max out anyway. You can hook the XLR probes into the vehicle and read what it's outputting on the max. Same thing with your amplifiers. You can read exactly what your amplifier is outputting into the max, up to like 80 volts or something. So
Wow.
good amount of power. Yeah, a lot of power.
That'd be really cool for what we were doing today at the shop, where Colt was like figuring out the math on what he would, measure voltage, because we're using 2 of our 4-channel 700 watt amplifiers and full active in the mega cab, and we got 175 watt channels running fucking tweeters. You know what I mean? And that's just how it works sometimes. Sometimes you're like, I'm full active, and you got to fucking amp this big, and you're using half of it to run fucking tweeters. And so Colt's like, hey, how do I not smoke the shit out of that? I'm like, find out how to figure out what voltage you're reading to make the amount of watts. Like, look it up. There's a formula somewhere. Figure that shit out.
Yeah, you'll be able to read.
But if we have the max and we get Colt trained in on the max, he just hooks that shit up and goes, that's where the gain goes, and I'm titties. He's going to be happy about that. Colt's been working really hard at understanding all of this shit and getting tuning and, and figuring out where crossover should be set. And
good. So the one thing like the max will help him do, the DMRT can do it too. I'm like, it's not as accurate by a long shot, and I can explain why later, but he'll be able to see as he's tuning in real time, making crossover adjustments. Okay, the mid will play down to 400 hertz, but then I drop the crossover to 300. It only goes to like 350. So it's not happy playing that. So even if you set it there, it's not happy playing it. It's not going to play.
Well, even some speakers will still play things really. So here's an experience that I had, and maybe you can help me with this. In the Post Malone truck, when I was tuning that Moscone PSP, they had some Gladen super high-end 3-way component. And even with the tweeters crossed over at like 5,000, it was like they were still trying to play 2,500, 2K.
They very well might have been. So electronically crossed over doesn't mean, obviously it's where it's going to start rolling off signal-wise, but the equipment can still play very far the other direction without you even realizing it. Like I have like a 300 hertz gap in my crossovers in my truck, technically electronically, but acoustically they match. It's not there.
So you have a gap in your crossover frequencies, and now I've seen that a bit. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes you these are at 5,000 and that's at 5,000 as well, going the other way, and you're good. But
which can totally work.
Yeah, but it doesn't always, right? Yeah. Okay. So
sometimes it's you can EQ your way out of it. It's easier just to cause the gap, to separate them by a lot and not need to EQ the output out. You can save your EQ points
that'd
for
be
something
better.
else.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, and this is all stuff I've just picked up over the last year with Matt and them. So Matt sent me this and said, I use 100-foot extensions here, put mics all around the area, and tuned everything.
Wow. Okay, when I get my house that has a pool and a yard like that, I'll order those 100-foot fucking cables.
Mark, yes, the sundown deadener smells like absolute hell while you're doing it, but it goes away. Cool.
It goes away pretty quick.
It's gone.
Yeah. The Jeep, the strongest smell in the Jeep was the stain on the box.
That video was impressive, man. That thing was solid.
Oh, dude.
You killed it.
It
didn't
sounds
see the video.
so fucking good. Steve made a video, and then Allie and I posted some Instagram stuff on it. So, but dude, it's like crushing it. It's like super loud. But if you're filming it and you hear music, you don't have any idea. But like, we got all 4 windows down, and Allie's like sitting in the back seat, like filming it around, and it's just blowing her hair all over the place. And I'm like,
yeah, dude.
Dude, this thing
Done.
does a really bitchin' hair trick. So, and we were about to put it on the meter, but the guy that was shipping the truck, the delivery company, he showed up and was like, I gotta get this thing loaded up and get the fuck out of here because weather is coming. I gotta go. It's like, it was like Christmas Eve or some shit. And it was like, yeah, dude, nope. Like, I'm not gonna hold you up so I can put a meter in it and see what this thing it does on a meter. But customers down in Southern California, maybe we'll get him out to a show to get that thing.
What page is it on, Bobby?
Steve Meets-
The Gately Audio one has and mine, my page and Allie's page. But the Gately Audio and Bobby Gately pages both have of Instagram, and then Steve Mead has a whole video on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'll have to watch the Mead video later. Yeah, I don't see the Jeep one on your IG unless I'm just not looking in the right spot. But
so Matt said that the 100-foot extensions are for like tuning a house if the equipment is like across the house.
If you go on my IG, Steve, it's the one where you see Allison in the window of a vehicle. It'd be right below the one of me holding a grinder.
I see
Jesus. It. And then also the next one next to that is where you see images of But yeah, that thing, it sounds so fucking good. I mean, we had the Sundown Salt 500.4, and we just used the Focal crossovers, and then we set up that Helix DSP on that. And it was a little bit of like opportunity where we could have got him another amp and gone full active and done all this shit. But at the same time, I was like, we got these speakers buried in factory locations, and I felt like it was just going to be easier. You know what I mean? I'm like, this grill on this door is the weakest link of this fucking audio system, and I just like, let's just keep it simple. We'll just use these crossovers. We'll just equalize really nice and set time alignment and call it good. So,
yeah.
I don't know how to make sound play, but you get the idea.
Well, it's muted at the bottom of the video. It looks like.
No, I muted it, but like, can you hear it?
No,
see,
maybe
this thing like
only works
barely has a little bit of windshield flex, and the back gate barely flex. I was telling this customer this thing was going to rip itself apart, and it's not. I was wrong, and I'm like so happy about how wrong I was. But like,
and you guys dead in this thing, what, front to back, or
every inch of like up the firewall, and the roof is 1 inch thick Baltic birch plywood laminated, and the guys made every component to fit within like 1/8 of an inch of every bit. They were like, no, I want it to be like.
Why did they want it like this? I mean, what's in the back there? 215s, 210s,
two Nightshade 15s on a Salt 8.
So they basically were just like, because usually if you put 215s in a porta box in the back of your car, like you're not worried about. I mean, you're worried about some deadening, but not to this extreme. Like, did they?
Well, you should be.
I was worried about it. The truck has 6,000 miles on it. It's like a new ass truck, and I'm like, I don't know. So you guys know Buddy Williams. Buddy's car with 212s on a fucking 5K, and it's like ripping metal all over the place. The trunk fell off and shit. It's like. And I'm like telling this customer, I'm like, man, I'd really hate to see this thing like ripping metal and damaging itself like that. That sucks, And
I mean, people want that, but
this is just like a permanent upgrade now at this point. Like, even if they took the system out, like it's
not coming out.
Yeah. Oh, he'll never take the system out. There's no undoing that. That's like that shit's in there.
Does not come out. You're done. Yeah. It's in there forever.
We actually had to remove about 10 pounds of it from the rear hatch, because the hatch you press the button and it opens itself, but then it wasn't the
staying up.
it wasn't staying up. So I was like, you got to pull it off until it'll stay open. And the guys are like, fuck. And they're like picking it off and like they're breaking chunks of it out of there. But it didn't take too long. Colt did most of it.
That sucks. I wonder if that's going to cause those things to wear a little quicker. It probably will, I'm sure. But
yeah,
whatever. It's cheaper to change those than a hatch.
Now there've been several vehicles that we've done 3/4 inch ply on, and I've seen a few vehicles where people use like cheap ply. You know, the first time I ever saw anybody put a plywood roof on, Adam Dukes told my buddy Chris Carone to do that to his Suburban. He's like, dude, you're going to want to glue wood to the roof. And they just took some quick measurements and they just cut some strips. And then if they were a little, like they didn't fit right, they just cut them. It was just rectangles that went. And they put a couple little curve cuts in it and they glued that shit on there. And I was blown away at how good it worked. And then when we did it to a customer's vehicle the first time, it was my buddy and his Subaru, and like Subarus bend easy. We like buckled his roof a little bit, but that was kind of sad. But I could still see things flex a little bit. And then when we took the headliner out of the Jeep, and Colt was like, I think I can fit 1 inch. And I said, if you can fit 1 inch, do that. It'll work better. I mean, you know, and they made it happen. So that was the best I've seen of a plywood roof go in, and the headliner go all the way back in. Like Colton and Tyson would like be putting it in place, and they'd go and they'd mark with a Sharpie, like got to grind it a little bit, and they get the grinder out and just grind the plywood a little bit until everything fit just so. So if you pulled that thing down, there's like, you know, a dozen spots where they had to like shape that shit after the fact and make that headliner go back in exactly how it was designed to.
Did you guys have to curve those pieces?
What's that?
Or did you have to curve those pieces a little bit, or did they go?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, because it's 1 inch. We needed to curve it quite a bit. So they did more curving. And then when you do the curve cuts for that, you don't do it like you're trying to bend. You just cut it to where you know it'll bend. So you leave like 3.5 layers apply rather than like 1.5 layers apply versus if you're
trying to make a big radius or something, right? Yeah. Do you have your CNC cut those reliefs, or do you guys do that?
No, we did it on the table saw. The guys made all the parts on the table saw. We use the PL3X adhesive, and the guys would warm up the tubes with the torch a little bit so they would be a little creamier.
Got to torch the world, buddy.
Yeah, if you have an electronic gun.
Oh yeah, we have the Milwaukee one that like will shit a tube out in like 15 seconds. And another thing that the guys did that I thought was pretty crazy is because most of the time when we would do the plywood laminate on the roof, it'd be like, oh, it's like 1 tube per plank. No, they were doing like 2+. Colt was like, no, it's gonna be like 100% creamy glaze. Shit's gonna be a 1/4 inch thick minimum all across the whole top of this board. And it's going to go in. And if I don't have to wipe any of it away, then I don't think I put enough. And the next one I'll put more. And I'm like,
okay,
send it. And we use like 27 tubes of PL3X on that roof.
Yeah.
Strong.
I mean, there was at least a tube or two worth of excess that had squeezed out, but we wanted that. We wanted the squeeze out.
You want everything filled.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
I mean, like you could jump up and down on that roof and it wouldn't dent a fucking thing.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's like, you know, a lot of bass heads want to tear stuff up, but you're just killing your sound. You're
turning all of that sound energy into motion. So it's like, I was like, the craziest thing about this truck is that it's playing and you're standing next to it and it's shaking your clothes and it's pounding. You're like, fuck. That thing is making some energy and it sounds fucking beautiful. And it was like, this is awesome. And then I like took a video of it and I'm like, yeah.
It's boring. That's like extreme.
You can't tell anything. There's like nothing happening. The best you can see is the back door moving, but it's not flexing at all.
Yeah.
Now
that's how the Explorer is. Like I was saying, it's only loud when you stick your head in there.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Well, no, it's this thing's releasing a bit more energy than the Explorer. Yeah, and you're right. The Explorer, like for people that were standing next to it, and there's people inside of it, like, oh, and they're like standing there, like,
Yeah,
They
it's also
stick their head in there like,
depends,
there's a lot of
like how far
old
away you
metal
are
in
from the
here.
Explorer. Like a Duncan's van is like that. If it plays like a certain frequency, you'll be in between like the quarter wave and like half wave, whatever. You'll be in between that outside the vehicle and you don't hear anything. But if you
It's
back
not
up
doing
10
shit.
feet, you'll hear and it's super loud.
Dude, but I think like coming back to what you're saying, the more you contain, like the less loud it actually seems outside the
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's why like RP does a 186. It just sounds like
Yeah,
that's the point.
exactly. There, I mean, that's the.
Yeah,
I mean,
does
the
it look
Green
as cool on
Monster
video?
was
No.
loud, but I was
Right.
wasting so much energy flexing the oil canning the floor. I mean, the roof is solid as fuck. We had fucking 2-inch thick of plywood. The roof of the Green Monster's like, but
Yeah.
the floor is like grrr, just going up and down all over. I'm ripping amps out, fucking fires coming out of them and shit. The
You
rear
weld them
doors,
shut.
chunks are flying off of the truck while I'm playing. I'm like, oh, that was cool. You know, I mean,
Like Blake
and
said.
Yeah, like
I
the
do
first
want
time
to
I
I've
heard
never built a
the
vehicle that like nuked a windshield. I had one
don't want
break a
to.
windshield like on its first like test run of me playing music, but I know for sure that like when it broke, the whoever had put the windshield in before I got to it had done like a really shitty job, and there was minimal, if any, adhesive across the top seam of it. And it was a walled off Ford Fusion. And I like fired that thing up and I was playing and I was just tuning it a little bit. And we got it on a meter and it did like a 57, but I was playing something with some pretty good low notes. And it was like smack, smack, and little bits of glass hit me and shit. And I was like, whoa. And at first I was all kind of proud. And then I kind of looked and I was like, there's literally no adhesive for like 15 inches of the top would-be seal of this fucking car. And the customer was like, yeah, it leaked. I'm like, fuck. Okay. So anyway.
I never saw a car launch a windshield like Clippo before he extremed it.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I'm sure you guys seen that video. It's from
Jose Ramos has been through like 24 windshields on his truck. It'll just like, he's like, I could play it like right here. And if I go any louder, it'll break. And then it'll just break anyway. And he's like, fuck. It's like, I wasn't even trying to do that to this motherfucker. And it happened anyway.
Yeah, they always bring extra windshields. It's crazy. But like I said, I've never seen anything like explode a windshield like Clippo did. Because he just came right into this song full tilt with the 3 girls in the fucking across the seat, and this thing just fucking blew up, dude. There's a video of it. I'll find it.
I know which one you're talking about. It's like,
Yeah.
that's 4 or 5 years ago, Slam or something.
It's a long
right?
time ago.
Yeah.
It was like 4 or 5 years ago at Ruckus.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Same smell to me. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like Clippo is fucking outstanding. I'm like so happy that at Slam this year, whenever the fuck it was, I got all of that motherfucker could do with those compact Neos. He gave me everything that fucking thing would do. Those motors were so hot, you'd burn yourself on them motherfuckers for sure. And he's like, oh, just let me get my voltage back up. And like we waited a while, and then he was like, all right, get in. And I was like, and I'm like dragging me in. I'm like holding on. I'm like, oh, I was kind of scared. I was going to be in there with my face against one of those fucking motors, burn my face off. But yeah. So yeah.
The only time the nitro broken windshield was, like you said, the last owner had like a cheap glass put in. It was barely glued in. It's the only time I ever broke one. We put a good one in and they glued it in like triple.
Yeah.
Never broke. Like the windshield's out of it now because I had to have a glass company come pull it out. I'm like, hey, can you come like take this? Thanks. That'd be real cool.
Did we get a resolution information from Mr. Drew? Did that happen? Did we get your New Year's resolution? Did you tell us the story?
He said.
I want to say no to more things. I want to make some more time.
Oh, that's right.
For me and my, just for wife, kids, life. Get the nitro pretty loud.
Yeah.
Goals of 68.
Drew,
I think
check the group chat real quick.
I don't know if directly. I know he's made a bunch of in like posts that were pretty vague about it, but I don't know if he's directly said it or not.
All right, I'm not going to spill the beans then if he hasn't said anything.
I'm trying to find it. I have a really good picture of the windshield on the Nitro just completely caved in. Damn it. I want to find it because it was such a good picture. I'm going to find it. And then I want to say,
yeah,
I want to quit spending money.
I definitely
Real bad
remember
at
that. I made a video of it that used that Under Pressure song, like in that old school Under Pressure, like right when that thing exploded.
That one when you see it like just start a little bit and then it just shits out the window. Oh, man, that thing was fucking. Then there's tint and shit. Oh man, that thing is.
Yeah,
that was a really cool video. I'm like, fuck. And I'm sure you guys get this too, but like every other person in your life that isn't really involved in car audio, when they see some wild shit like that, they have to send it to you right away.
Oh yeah.
So like it got sent to me like 60 fucking times over like a 2. I'm like, yeah, I've seen that. And I was like, yeah, like, yeah. Like, is this your friend? I'm like, I don't actually know that guy. I know who he is, and his build is amazing. That looked fun. But yeah,
I'm gonna share this one real quick.
That the other thing is that fucking the like clear plastic boat that everybody sends that shit to me. Check it out. I'm like, I've seen that 6,000 fucking times, bro.
But thank you.
But yeah,
can you guys hear it?
Yep.
Yeah. That was fucking cool. and like just as much of that shit went in as went out, right? Like
that was I think it was a stock build class, right? Like one of the first 70s done at finals. It's a stock build. Something like that.
You can see, I think it was barely glued in up there.
Oh yes. Yeah, it was just like that in that fusion.
Nice. Hell yeah. Nice.
Throwback, my first system.
No seat.
Oh, it slid back.
Team no seat.
I've had people ask that a bunch. I'm like, bro, clearly it slid back. But chill out.
Team straight bucket seat, baby.
That was a 95Z. What was the video?
Nice.
What's our video of? Oh, there you go.
Wobbly. Look at them subs wobbling.
Subs. So yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But
well, boys,
their Nitro and Kicker.
It's halftime for my Rebel basketball game that I'm gonna watch when we're done here. So that we're losing by 11, I'm not happy.
Oof.
Pretty upset about that.
It's all rigged anyway.
Nah, they're not college. Maybe. No, I don't think so. Oh man.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I think we wrap it up. This is a good show. We had a good time.
Yeah. Bobby, I will send you Scott's phone number. Give him a call tomorrow. He'll get you taken care of with that Max.
Okay, cool. That and one more thing for all of you people watching.
30% off Bobby Gately right now for the next 5 minutes. Go. I'm just joking.
30 seconds. Go.
That'll be negative. Any particular moments from any of our episodes that you guys remember?
Oh yeah.
Send us a message and remind us of that moment. And if you know exactly when, down to the minute of the episode, that would be really helpful. Yeah, we're trying to put together a little like collage of some of the really fun, educational, heartfelt or fucking hysterical moments of any of the wild shit that we talked about or our guests. So I would love to get that.
Yeah, we want to do like a little intro
together.
clip. Yeah, we want to do an intro clip. So anything of one or any of us saying something stupid or funny or whatever.
And we may or may not use that content, but we want that information.
Yeah.
I have a few moments I remember, and I'm sure the guys do as well. But hopefully,
if there's anything y'all remember that like you were specifically funny, if you get
or
time,
or
go to
or you
YouTube,
learned
find it.
something really amazing in that moment. It was like a very enlightening thing that, you know, one of the super smart guys that we had on the show might have said, because it was probably none of us. Then remind us of that, and we may use that in some of our content.
Oh, Bobby, did
Yeah.
you want to tell them who will be coming on
Art
soon,
jokes.
or did you want to hold that?
Well, I got the thumbs up from my man Steve Mead that he was be happy to come on the show, but I figured I wanted to the shitaholic t-shirts. That's that's
we gotta go find
the
the
most
shitaholic.
epic moment. that oh my god, dude! When you guys like, oh, we're gonna team up, and I was like, oh, I get left out.
What
You
the
guys are
fuck is
doing
a jizz
shitaholic. That was
The Jizz Llama.
The fuck is a jizz llama? Yeah, that I think everybody really liked it when I said nobody fucking asked you.
That's right.
as
Nobody
well.
fucking
That
asked
one's
you.
yeah, nobody fucking asked you. But yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know if we have any content of you actually saying jizz a whole lot, but we could start that. You could just start saying jizz.
I actually never say the
You
word.
never
at
say
all.
jizz. We just all say jizz to you.
Never
Fucking
say
jizz.
jizz.
Oh,
So
he said slippery
always say
jizz.
jizz. The fucking shit. Oh yeah, we could team up on something, bro. Yeah, bro, shitaholic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, Steve Mead agreed that he would come on the show, but I wanted to I want to make sure that we're going to do a good job when we have Steve on. So it'll be in the next couple of weeks, maybe sometime early next year, obviously, maybe in January, somewhere along the way, and we'll be and we're trying to. We want to hear Steve's like OG story, like what was the first subwoofer he ever heard, and what was the first install he ever helped on or did of his own, or like I want to hear all that shit because I don't even know any of that shit. So
Right. Yep.
yeah. Episode 7. No one fucking asked you. That should be a name of a whole ass episode.
No one fucking. Hey, that should be the episode.
Oh,
Like,
look who
second time.
likes the Seat Creamer comments. It's Chris. He's a good sport.
Oh yeah, Seat Creamer.
Which episode were we talking? It was when we were talking about the creepy guys fucking perving out on the young chicks on after I posted the videos of the pretty girls from
Creepy dudes.
NorCal Truck Mania. And I had a couple of very, very attractive young ladies get demos in the Raiden, and I posted, videos of that, and they got shared fucking everywhere, like fucking Darian shared it on every single one of the fucking pages that he runs, and then all the content burglars, the Subs R Us douchebag, and all that shit, and people were making the most fucking disgusting fucking. I'm like,
Chill.
if you ever wanted pretty girls to come and hang out and do this, you shouldn't say this shit. And it was like, God damn, like, dude, she came 5 times. I counted. I'm like, dude, you've never seen anybody fucking come ever. Like, maybe your fucking uncle. That's the end of the line for you, buddy.
Hey-o.
See right there. That's a great clip we could use.
I'm sure
you've never
everybody
seen
wants to
anybody
hear
come ever. That's
Except
the perfect.
maybe your uncle.
Allie, I know you're watching. Clip that one. You've never seen anybody come ever.
That's what I said on the fucking. I
2
commented that. I was like,
minutes.
dude, you've never seen. You've
Yeah,
never
we're
seen a
using that
female
for
have an
sure. All right,
orgasm
what episode
ever.
is this? I'm gonna
Oh,
write
What
this
you're looking
down.
at.
Of
Episode
course
something.
he
Okay,
was.
Yeah.
Of course he was.
Yeah. Well,
Those
All
girls
right,
were
boys.
probably too old for that dude.
Hey,
They were
yo.
probably actually of legal age. So there's that. But yeah.
Sirs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Chris,
We'll
she
see
was
you,
faking it, bro. Seat creamer.
Lord have
Sorry.
mercy. All right.
Sorry. All right, boys.
Later.
Good night. See y'all
All right,
next